Hello, friends, foes, and frog people of the Gliza 667 system. Welcome back to Where Are We Now? The only exploration series you're going to watch today that's officially endorsed by my cat Carrot. We're back in Garry's mod for this episode to look at some more excellent workshop maps, because let's be honest, the harvest is good this time of year. The theme this time around is one of my personal favorites, the maps that capture the sensation of descent. That deep-in-the-belly feeling of primordial curiosity that wells up when you wander further into an underground structure and discover level after level of mysteries. The quest to reach the deepest fathoms of these structures is an enticing one, and I'm excited to sink my teeth into it once again. There are a lot of other games that do this feeling well, like Minecraft or The Forest. I just feel like Source Engine games capture it the best, through things like the soundscape system, the geometric qualities of the architecture, and that all-too-familiar Source Engine creep factor we've talked about before. It's on another level, man. Combine that with the fact that anyone passionate enough about their ideas can easily learn to create maps in Source Engine games, and you've got yourself a real humdinger of a platform. Both times we've done this deeper down theme in the past, we've discovered some ridiculously good work, like Creepernator's Aquarium or Gray the Raptor's Vacant Industry, just to name a couple of them. Man, I'm getting excited. We haven't done this theme in, 8 months? So we've given the well plenty of time to fill back up. So grab a snack, dim the lights, and put Rainy Mood on in another tab, because it's time to explore. Ready? Let's go. The first place we find ourselves in is called Odyssey Isles by Stuba. Look at this! It's gorgeous! And with the sunset, you don't see too many tropical environments in Garry's mod. This is a real treat. It's just like going outside. Guys, I never have to leave my apartment again. Taking a quick look around, it looks like we may have arrived in style by boat. Oh wait, there's a sign over there. Warning, restricted area. Do not run directly at military personnel. Do not ignore military personnel. Do not... So we're looking at some sort of military installation. Okay. Good to know. What body of water are we in anyways? There's a lot of other islands you can see way out there on the horizon, so I'm thinking maybe off the Florida Keys? Somewhere around Cuba? Wherever we are, I like it. It's peaceful. You put a hammock up between a couple of these trees and it's honk shoe central. Just to make a reference that I know exactly 5 people are going to get because I love doing that for some reason, Unity used to give out these free asset packs for the Unity editor that could be used to demo new engine features or for prototyping. One of the packs that would come pre-installed with Unity in like 2010 or so was a tropical environment called the Island Demo that you could walk around in, and it looked just like this, right down to the afternoon lighting. When I was 13 or 14, I took this demo and programmed it so that the water would slowly rise and kill the player if it touched them. And I added a bunch of obstacles and jumping sections on the way to the top. It was really shitty and the files are long gone so I can't show you, but it was a lot of fun to mess around in the Unity editor back in the day. These structures look like old fortifications to me. A couple of them are retrofitted with satellite dishes, and this one on the edge looks like it might have even seen battle. So now I'm thinking we might be somewhere that was involved in the Pacific theater of the Second World War. I'm not 100% on that though. I'm not brushed up on my military history. I gotta get more Sabaton in my playlist before I can make claims like that. Anyways, if you actually go into these bunkers, you'll see that they're all connected with a series of underground corridors. Now that's not unusual, but what is unusual to me is the amount of facilities they have down here. They've got what looks like a mess hall, a full restroom complete with a shower and lockers, and a kitchen with a really big hole in the wall that looks like it's been hastily repaired with plywood. What could even make a hole that size? And it looks like this room here is a barrack. The gun lockers are completely emptied. Not a single magazine or shell to be seen. Sidestepping what a huge security risk it is to have lockers of guns right here in the barrack, who took all the guns? This security checkpoint over here looks to be a lot newer than the rest of the corridors. And the same goes for the stuff just beyond it, like this vending machine. Orangey, no sugar. Yeah, I'd drink that. I'd drink the shit out of that. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that the barracks and the kitchen and all that haven't been in active use for years, which explains the empty gun lockers, but also has me wondering what all this newer stuff is doing down here. What is this, some sort of hydroelectric thing? What could require all that power? Definitely not the flickering lights of these concrete corridors, no sir. There's gotta be more going on deeper down. There's an elevator that can take us down right here, but to be honest, looking at how old it is, I don't trust it. I'm gonna take the stairs instead. Stairs haven't done me dirty in a long time. Of course, the instant I fall down some and embarrass myself, that's gonna change, but for now, we're chill. Stairs and I get along. Hey, what's down there? It's like a pool or something. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I'm seeing a lot of damage down here. This is gonna be dimmed because of the flicker here, but there's a definitive blood stain beneath the ceiling rubble on the ground. Yeah, time to change the sign again. 0 days since someone was crushed by debris. I love a big warehouse. It's been a long time since we've had one of these on the series. No real way to tell what's stored in here, but it's more than likely... I thought I heard something. Whoa, that looks bad. Wait, there's blood down there. What the hell? The pattern of these spatters seems to suggest that there's some sort of freaky footprints, doesn't it? Something big and mad left these prints. It must have leapt from here to the top of the cargo container, or to the shelves. Well, gotta change the other sign too. It's been 0 days since an experiment we were doing went wrong, and our subject escaped and killed everyone. Little known fact, that's actually Umbrella Corporation's slogan. It's catchy, right? Oh hey, it's the water we saw from above a minute ago. It's a pretty classic execution of the glassy floor with a decorative pool beneath it idea, but what are those blue plants? That doesn't look like any aquatic foliage I've ever seen. I think the writing's on the wall here, folks. Some government, probably the US, because let's be honest, we're on this bullshit all the time, was renovating or tearing down these old island fortifications and found something strange. More than likely an irregular reading on some land survey equipment. A sort of, guys, you'd better come take a look at this, pushes up glasses type beat, if you know what I mean. They found this never-before-seen species of plant, and I'm guessing it's either a power source or a weapon, because Uncle Sam is not going to be putting any money into a research station of this caliber for herbs and spices. Unless, of course, the plant is addictive, and it can be introduced into vulnerable communities to facilitate a coup in the CIA's favor. The question is, then, what went wrong here? Down another staircase and through another corridor, the scale of this operation becomes more and more immense. Look down there, that looks like an entire road going through this cave. The amount of funding that must have gone into this is just bonkers. There's even an office around the corner where they probably keep track of blue plant harvests. Your tax dollars at work, people. This is a lot of stairs. I wonder how far down we are at this point. Power plant. Okay. Wow, what happened down there? Holy shit, man, look. Something exploded. The force was strong enough to shatter the concrete around the door frame. That's a lot of newtons. This explosion is more than likely the cause of a lot of the other damage we've seen around the facility, too. Yeah, the plant is definitely a power source that they thought they could harness. My question is, why would they use an experimental power source to power the facility researching it, instead of testing it on some model grid somewhere remote? Are they stupid? Hydroponics, yes. Show me how they grow this stuff. Huh. Interesting. Each plant is suspended above the water underneath it. I guess it grows better like that? Being in the ocean, this is probably seawater. Maybe the plant's got a double-sided membrane that filters out the salt and lets fresh water through, creating electricity through osmosis. The idea of getting electricity this way isn't new by any means, but maybe this strange plant represents a breakthrough in the field. They must have their scientists working around the clock on it too, because they have it all down here. Showers, mess hall, bunk beds, the whole works. So did the plants just get mad like in that movie The Happening? Is Mark Wahlberg here? Hey, we're out in that cave now. I was wrong about this being a road. It's more of a footpath, but it's still crazy. Jumping, jellyfish, the damage to the power plant looks even worse from out here. Imagine the sound it must have made. Like you're up a few levels just typing up research notes and the coffee on your desk starts rippling Jurassic Park style. And then the lights flicker silently, followed by the deafening blast of the circuits overloading, maybe some alarms for effect. That would mess my day up. This cave actually has a pretty nice vibe with all the purple lights around it and the blue water contrasting with the dark rock faces. It reminds me of the game A Story About My Uncle, if anyone's ever played that. It had a neat emphasis on swinging around using your grapple hand, but I never finished it. Hey, there's another break in the wall. Pink Floyd wrote a song about this, right? This one looks a little more controlled, though. It opens up into another one of these caves, and there are several wooden shacks connected by walkways that go over the water at the bottom. It all makes sense as a temporary forward excavation, but the old lanterns, these aren't government issue. They wouldn't just have these laying around. I mean, the government uses old shit, but this is excessive. This cave right here might be a much older discovery than the rest of the facility. Someone might have found this place and the blue plants during the war, when the fortifications were in use. Yeah, and if this is the Pacific, then maybe it was the Japanese who found it first, and they tried to seal it up by rebuilding the tunnel walls so that the Allied powers wouldn't find it once they advanced. Hey, these stairs are going up! That's not the theme! Oh well, might as well ascend. We have been down here a while now. Is that sky I see? We're back up on the surface. Nice. We've come full circle. Look at that gorgeous JPEG sunset. Well, I've seen most of the stuff on the map by this point. I might have missed an area or two, but that just gives you all a reason to explore it for yourselves. I think we learned a good amount about what happened at the Odyssey Isles. I always want the answer to be an otherworldly monster or cannibals or something freaky, but this reads more as just plain incompetence. They were quite literally meddling with powers they didn't understand, and they got humbled for it. Or maybe they just hired a bad electrician and the blue plant power is just fine. Who knows? This map is excellent. Stuba never disappoints. They have a knack for giving plenty of environmental storytelling cues while never making what happened too obvious. And I love trying to fill in the gaps. It really tickles my think meat. Alright, I think it's time to move on to the next map. Let's see what else I've got in my goodie bag here. The next place we're getting lost in is called Indoor Spaces by QuantumDylan, who is actually an active member of the community and a fan of the show. He's been kind enough to share in-progress updates with us on our community Discord channel, and today we finally get to explore the finished product. I haven't explored a liminal space map on the channel in a while, so I'm pretty eager to get started here. While not necessarily going downwards, liminal maps tend to be very effective at capturing the feeling of being deeper and deeper within some big structure. You can easily get lost in the rooms within rooms within rooms within rooms. So it looks like we're starting out in some sort of empty out-of-use store or laundromat or something, judging by the counter in the front. There's some stairs in the back. Do I hear piano music? Oh, that's just creepy. Is there someone in the room with us? Maybe. I ain't afraid of no ghost. They're usually pretty benevolent. Some exorcists like to say that ghosts misbehave when they have unfinished business. Well, I have news for them. We're all gonna have unfinished business when we die. It's just the way of things. The spirits that throw temper tantrums about it are just pricks. I'm not gonna haunt people for all eternity just because I didn't finish my last crossword puzzle before I kicked it. This room is so weird. First of all, the counter implies that it's a sort of restaurant, but I don't think I've ever eaten at a restaurant with carpeted floors, for good reason. But then again, I've also never eaten at a restaurant that serves humped daw during lunch. Usually that's not offered until the evening. There's some capital L lore on the counter here. You can pause the video if you want to read the whole thing, but essentially, someone before us got lost down here, but they found an apartment that they could live in and a typewriter that they could use to record their escapades with. I bet there's more notes laying around, so I look forward to learning more about this person. You would need to designate a space as your quote-unquote home down here. You would also need to find a way to cook food, but it looks like that's covered here with this restaurant. Really covered. You've got 2 stoves right here, and then 8 more in the Wes Anderson room. Odd that the only way to access it would be the window. That would make clocking in sort of awkward if you're out of shape. Anyways, there's also a sink, a couple fountain soda machines, and 2 huge refrigeration units. If we're lucky, they're stocked and you won't have to worry about food for a bit down here. This hallway's making me dizzy. Hey, there's a movie theater here. Alright. A theater is one of those spaces that you're so used to seeing filled with people that it's very unsettling to see one empty. A few years ago when the Bob's Burgers movie came out, this is pretty much exactly what it looked like. There was nobody else in that theater. Why didn't people want to see Bob's Burgers? I thought it was pretty good. It had some gorgeous animation. It's sort of a shame that the show's not as good now. I guess it joined the ranks of the many other animated shows that started to degrade in quality after they got a movie. What's up with that? The writers just see the movie as the finish line and then everything else is bonus? In a really nice touch, there are several of these Hollywood-style posters around the area, all made in tribute to popular maps like Golden City, Dream Desert, which we've actually looked at before, and my personal favorite, the one for brutalist KFC. Eat chicken now. I like it because it reminds me of my mom. Hey, this is sort of nice. It's a lobby area of sorts. It looks like the waiting area for a clinic or hospital, but I would expect there to be more seating if that were the case. Behind the counter, there's an office with an absolutely absurd amount of filing cabinets and another note. Oh, I see. Yeah, these are pretty standard in gaming. I call them itchy tasty notes. Basically, this character is going insane and their writing is showing that. A hotel moving on its own, numbered doors like in a game show or something, and a replica of the writer's home only completely empty and they just can't handle it. They then go on to completely lose their shit. It just goes to show you that not everyone's ready for this place. Not everyone can explore liminal areas with style and grace like me. Hey, can I go outside? Sort of? Ah, it's a hotel. That makes sense. I think. This is kind of peaceful, actually. I mean, yeah, the facade of the night sky is a little bit claustrophobic, but the streetlight vibe is here. That's like one of my favorite kinds of vibes. I'm noticing from out here that there's a lot of rooms that have their lights on. Am I to believe that there are denizens? What's back here? Oh, it's a maze. I actually don't mind a mini maze. There appears to be real grass here too, so you could potentially use the soil to plant something to live off of if you can get enough light down here. You'd need to find an extension cord to plug it into one of the hotel rooms, but you could do it. Finally, a bathroom. I was wondering if one would turn up. This one's nice. It's very clean and spacious. There are urinals of varying heights to accommodate kings, short and tall. Although some of these have me wondering. Like, what are you gonna do here? Do a handstand? Is that rain I hear? Oh, yeah. I live for a good thunderstorm. It's very relaxing, and rain makes everything smell great. This place is empty though, and while I was completely ready to plant my flag here and say I would live at the permanent rain apartment, there are a few things stopping me. The creepy circle of old chairs in this big room is one of them. The other is the fact that it has a cursed mirror. I can't see my reflection. Either I got bit by the sneakiest vampire in the world in the 2 minutes since I was in the bathroom back there, or it's a window into the dimension where I never existed. I don't want to look at that. I like existing. So yeah, it's a no from me, dog, but that's okay. Right next door is another homey area, and it's much better. There's a fridge, a good amount of counter space, and a stove, so we've got the kitchen covered. The little den over here is definitely giving Grandpa's house, but it's not bad. There are plenty of books on the shelves, and if this TV works, then this could be huge for anyone living down here. I have to wonder what cable television would look like in a place like this, though. It's probably all weird long-form stuff, like that experimental film Empire, that's just a single 8-hour-long shot of the Empire State Building. But yeah, this isn't a bad place to call home. It's just a bit barren, having no bedroom or bathroom that I can see. This place is so bizarre. Something happens in your brain when you wander from room to room for a long time, but you don't find an exit. You start to feel that this is all there is, and all there ever will be. This must be what being a rat in a maze feels like. Where's the cheese, though? The reward so far has always been another room, then another, and another. Oh wait, this is new. Where does this lead? A creepy long hallway with chipping paint. Very cool. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is a nice place, actually. The living room is nice and spacious, the kitchen is large and well-equipped, and the mirror's not cursed. This must be the place they mentioned in the first note we found. Here's another one, too. In this note, they're writing about how each room they enter is a space from their past, and they lament about how the place won't let them leave. They also mention concrete tendrils? So is this place like a purgatory, then? A place between life and death where you're kept until you can repent, like Silent Hill? That's freaky, but it's actually not so bad here if you look on the bright side. Look, there's even a jukebox where you can play some tunes. This music makes me feel like I'm in a fever dream, though, so I'm gonna turn it off. I think in terms of practicality, this is the place you want to stay. The note writer had the right idea. There's no bed that I can see, and there's an unsettling concrete corridor wrapping around the whole thing that's definitely going to have mice and spiders in it, but we take what we can get here on Where Are We Now. The grandpa den from earlier can be like your vacation home or something. That's where you go to sleep to spice it up once a year, to bookend the months of being trapped in the endless rooms and hallways. Man, we are deep in it now. What the hell is this? It's like a cave made out of carpet. This looks like a set piece from Smiling Friends where Charlie and Pim would go to meet their next client. This is weird. Hey, it's the little pawn piece doohickey from Shady Milk's liminal gallery maps. Oh. Sorry for throwing your son. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm starting to feel strange. This place is grinding me down. What is this?
Be right there, right around the corner.
What the hell?
Hold on. Hello, welcome to the gallery. I'm so glad you could
hi.
make it. I'm just getting my exhibition set up now. Enjoy the gallery.
Yeah, will do, thanks.
Come find me.
What the fuck? That just freaked me out so bad. I thought I was alone down here. This is a first. I can confidently say that I've never seen a map creator add themselves as an NPC that talks to you. I mean, voice acting for sure, but this goes above and beyond. Jokes aside, the gallery here is extremely well done. Some of these photos are really damn nice. If you've taken a picture or two, you can probably tell that QuantumDylan here has a background with cameras. The depth and the texture of these pieces are both stellar, and the obeisance to the rule of thirds is crystal clear. This is the beauty of something like Garry's mod, to me. This is a legitimate gallery of photography. The presentation is honest. The map creator really did just want to show his work to people. And by constructing an entire gallery with Hammer, converting the photos to source engine texture files, arranging them here, and uploading the map for everyone else to see, that has been made possible. And I think this is as good a place as any to move on. I have not seen everything. Not even close, actually. There's a ton of other rooms, secrets, and lore that I couldn't fit into the episode. So if you feel like doing a bit of exploring, I encourage grabbing this map and taking a look around for yourself. What you find might surprise you. I feel like I was in the bowels of something. This has been a really great series of rooms. The variety is stellar. Some are cozy, others are haunted and evil, and they can be right next door to each other. And I didn't even play the completed version of the map. I was playing an old version by mistake, and even that managed to impress me. Great work on this, QuantumDylan. I can tell that a lot of hours went into this. Thanks for sharing your passion for the arts with the community. All the maps we've delved deeper into have delivered definitively in terms of secrets and intrigue, and there is only more to discover. The one way to go is further down, so with that in mind, let's load into the final map of the video. This map is called Windswept by Gray the Raptor. We've looked at a few of Gray's maps throughout the series, and they've all banged fervidly, so you should be excited for this. It looks like there's a lot going on here, but before we get started, there is some lore we should read. Windswept takes place on an alien planet called Zephyrus, a dangerous one at that. Giant planet-wide windstorms blast anything not bolted down away. Even if you somehow survive that, the planet's ozone layer is still forming, meaning most of the sun's radiation still reaches the surface. Despite this, life is still being born here, though almost all of it lives underground or in deep ravines. However, another type of life lives here: humanity. While planets with developing life such as this are illegal to mine, multiple large space mining powers are able to secretly set up outposts here. Oftentimes, anything will be done in order to keep Zephyrus a secret. Okay, so we're at an illegal mining colony. Good to know. It's also good to know that the practice of corporations sidestepping environmental protection measures for profit is still alive and well so far in the future. Humanity truly is special. So yeah, the name Zephyrus seems pretty appropriate. Zephyrus is the Greek god of the west wind, and it is windy as shit out here. Look, they even have to bolt down this dump truck, which weighs several tons. So this isn't your average Kansas tornado. We're talking straight up apocalyptic winds out here. If the winds are that strong, though, then that tower in the distance is toast, as are these chimneys sticking out of the ground. I guess we're out here on a good day, though, judging by the fact that I haven't been sent to Valhalla yet. Whoa, that is quite a steep ravine. Warning, dangerous wildlife. I believe it. I haven't the faintest clue of what that silhouette is supposed to be, though. It looks like an invertebrate. The lift here could take me down to the bottom, closer to the water, but you don't need a super strong sense of survival to discern why that's not a good idea. I trust a cable lift in weather like this about as much as I trust gas station sushi. Alright, let's head back inside. The lore dump did mention radiation on the surface, and I don't wear neon green very well. This is a mining colony, so let's soak up the culture. Starting with these posters. Freedom isn't free. Strike the land. Wow, very dystopian right out the gate. You aren't free unless you work for me and make me money. Alright, so I'm predicting some friction between the Zephyrus Mining Collective and its workers. They probably don't even have dental. It looks like the tram works, so let's take it straight down to Red Rock City. Hello? Oh, there it goes. I love a little train ride, especially when it's a short distance. There's such aura there. Like, I could walk there, but I don't want to. What is that? Is that the wind? No, not the wind. Those are alarms. Did something happen? Nobody's around. Maybe they're out on a shift. The mood of a town square that's completely empty with the droning sounds of sirens filling the streets is pretty eerie. I'm on edge already. Okay, now that I can hear myself think, I have a proposal. Maybe the alarms just sound when the windstorm is on its way, to warn anyone topside to get underground as quickly as they can. Maybe this isn't as fucked up as I initially thought it was. Maybe. Well, Red Rock City is pretty nice. It's a lot more well lit down here than I expected. It reminds me of the game Arx Fatalis, actually, but without the orcs and spiders and stuff. The Terminal Hotel. That's not a very appealing name for a place to stay, but I doubt it's super competitive down here. I mean, the only other hotel I can see is across the street, and it just says hotel in all capital letters. So at least they tried to have a brand. Reading the map here on the wall, it looks like we're in the commercial district of Red Rock. There's other areas to see too, and I think it speaks volumes of the societal situation down here that the heavy industrial district is also the residential area. This main building looks to me to be a corporate office that provides services to the workers of the mining collective. There's a couple of locker rooms, a reception desk where they can submit formal complaints that'll be ignored, and an elevator back up to the surface. There are also flags here, so now we know that the company is a cooperative effort by Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, China, and the Soviet Union? So I guess the USSR is back in the future? That's good to know. Didn't expect them to make a comeback. I don't know what the geopolitical or astropolitical situation is, but for these countries with such radically different cultures and opposing political ideologies to work together on anything is an achievement on its own. It's not unheard of because the International Space Station is operated by several countries, but getting China to work with others on this, knowing their government, that had to have taken some work. There's the alarm again. Yeah, that's gotta be for wind surges. I have to imagine you learned to drown it out after a few weeks of being down here. Over in the light industrial district, there's what looks to be a small tilled field. They probably eat a lot of corn and potatoes down here. Those do pretty well in low light environments. There's a cave access door here, so I know where I'm heading once I'm done exploring the city. It looks like light industrial is where a lot of routine maintenance happens. I doubt much manufacturing goes on here, but you need an engine belt replaced or your pickaxe head refitted, you probably come here. Yeah, looks like the workers really don't like their bosses. It's weird to me that they've only defaced the poster on the right. Usually graffiti is more of an area effect. I can read Mars, Rockland, California, Kapolei. I think that's in Hawaii. Oh, these must be the places the workers are from. They come down here and write their hometown on the mining collective poster to hold on to whatever shards of individuality they can, trying to hold on to themselves within the collective. We're definitely getting that mining colony culture I was hoping for. A lot of them turn out like this. It's like working at Amazon down here. Whoa, what are they doing in here? The hell is this thing? It looks like part of some machinery. In this room over here, they're gathering the sap from these alien-looking trees. If I had to guess, I'd say this is some sort of fungus. I bet the sap is used to make tea or something. If it were a priority for the company, there would be dozens of these. I found the hospital across the street, and it doesn't take long to notice that something sinister is going on. I actually think most hospitals have something sinister going on, but that's a topic for another day. Right at the front, behind the reception desk, they have several x-ray scans of strange-looking injuries. It's like they find them amusing or something, so they posted them up for everyone to see. If you climb up the ladder in the back, there's a closed door at the end of the hallway with more than a few drops of blood splattered on the floor. My money's on organ smuggling. It's probably easy to do it down here if the right people get their cut. Ah, this must be the morgue. Well, there's no bodies here right now, but there is autopsy reports. Darlene Bell died from a gunshot wound to the head and had bruising. Michael Cox had lacerations all over his body and had his head and upper spinal cord removed. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Likely cause of death, mauled by a Goliath snare shrimp. These are fucking brutal deaths, man. No wonder this place is abandoned. I would have left the second I saw Travis Armstrong here. Lower half missing. Cause of death, undiscovered subterranean life form. If it's not mishandled equipment, it's a homicide or becoming some alien's midnight snack. And look at this, the icing on the cake. Levi Lincoln, known Union leader, in a coma with several gunshot wounds and blunt force trauma to the head. Well, I think this all makes things pretty cut and dry. If you work down here in Red Rock, you're fighting a two-front war. You have to watch out for the insane number of job hazards, as well as corpo union-busting goons that would sooner fill you with lead than even negotiate PTO. Damn, and I thought the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire was bad. The people that work here on Zephyrus are some of the hardest bastards this side of the Milky Way, I guarantee it. They don't seem to be taking the violence laying down either, because I found what appears to be a series of underground passages used to covertly move between areas of the city. Following the sewer all the way down, it opens up into the ravine we saw earlier. They must use this for smuggling. Or fishing, but those Goliath snare shrimps would make that difficult. Scarn Prison. Of course they have a prison. Hey, there's an elevator and everything. I don't even have to climb a clunky source engine ladder. I bet they use this route to dump dead prisoners into the icy water below. Are those the cells suspended above a pit? That's so fucked up. Effective maybe, but still. I can't say I'm surprised given how badly the people in charge treat the people that are not prisoners. It can't be easier to do it like this than it is to build regular cells. No wonder they're defacing the propaganda posters. No wonder they maintain a series of underground passages. The mining collective has spent extra resources building these cases suspended above a pit for the sake of tormenting prisoners. The rest of the lockup here is standard prison fare. They've got a cafeteria, a laundry room, another exit that leads up into the caves, and this room. My God, this room is grim. They have a room just for executing people. Unless you're the damn janitor, when you come into this room, these are the last walls you'll ever see. The cherry on top is that if you stand where they place people for executions, the last thing you look at is the Zephyrus Mining Collective insignia and the flags of the 5 nations that fund it. That's just straight up demonic on the part of the authorities. That's extra work just for the company to look its prisoners in the eyes as it kills them. They're just straight up evil. There's no questions about that now. Speaking of evil, I haven't seen the government sector of Red Rock yet, so let's head back up. Yeah, it looks pretty government-y. I'll tell you though, I am amazed they don't have armored vehicles or HESCO barriers put up here with how much friction there is between them and the workers. You can just walk right in. True to form, it is much cleaner and nicer in here than anywhere else on the colony. There's a big office with a bunch of desks, probably where they keep track of who's behaving and who isn't. The floor manager's office is in the back here, and in the back of that is a private hallway that leads to... Whoa, a big cavern with a tree in the middle. Of course the ones in charge are hogging the only real tree for themselves. It doesn't look like it's doing well, though. I think it needs more light. And it can't be optimal temperature down here for leaves to flourish. I'm actually impressed it grew to this size in the first place. I wonder if they imported soil from Earth just for this. That would be a humongous waste of resources, but, you know, that's on brand for rich and out-of-touch people. There's some beds in here. Yeah, company employees would have to sleep in here, wouldn't they? It just wouldn't be safe for them out in the city proper. They get their throats cut, or their shoelaces tied together. The number of beds doesn't quite match the number of desks in the office, though, so I bet some of them sleep in opposite shifts. In an ironic touch, the torture chamber and holding cell is just across the hall from the barrack. So these mining collective corporate shills quite literally will have trouble sleeping because of the screams of those they work to oppress. Hey, wait a minute. There's a vent behind the crates in here. Where does this lead? Oh, it leads back to the secret tunnels. So even right under their noses, the workers undermine the government at every turn. That's just beautiful. While the government sector of the city is prim and proper, over in the heavy industrial/residential sector, it's quite the opposite. The quarters are tiny and cramped. This one has a keep out sign on the door, and I wonder what happened there. Maybe they just don't like to be bothered. We want our coffee. Scream it from the friggin' rooftops, man, I get it. I'm surprised these slum apartments have their own private toilets. I bet they had to fight for them. Look at this. This apartment has a foot-wide gap between the doorway and the catwalk on the other side. Better watch your step. At least they've got a Chinese restaurant. Good food. Simple, yet effective marketing. For some reason, I'm inclined to believe that they do have good food. It's pretty nice in here. This is the most earthly place I've seen since coming here, other than the tree cave. I would spend a lot of time here if I was working for the mining collective. As a matter of fact, I bet this place is packed on Friday nights, with the workers slurping on Goliath shrimp lo mein, playing craps for ration tickets, and making wisecrack remarks about those soft-handed office people upstairs. Thank the stars for Chinese food, man. It brings everyone together. I think now that we've seen pretty much all of Red Rock City, it's time to head down into the caves. Who knows what we'll find down there? Maybe relief from the alarm blaring every few minutes, but probably not. With all the accidents I read about in the morgue, it'll be a miracle if we can take a look down here and not find some cave-ins or some skeletons. Other than myself, of course. Wow, yeah, quite a cave we've got down here. Did they dig all this out, or was this mostly open before? It's impressive work either way. Hey, I recognize this bulldozer. It's the yellow-painted cousin of the one I used in Vacant Industry to clear the way to the lower levels. It's good to see a semi-familiar face down here. Wow, this is advanced darkness. I bet the spiders down here would be gargantuan, like the size of your head. I actually kind of like spiders. I think they're chill. We have an arrangement. I can appreciate them as long as they stay the hell away from me. As soon as I feel one crawling on me and some pee comes out, the truce is over. Oh, this is the other side of the prison complex. I don't want to go back in there. It's a nightmare. I would actually sooner take my chances with the hostile wildlife than with this government. At least the wildlife just wants to kill you. The Zephyrus Mining Collective wants to wring every ounce of physical labor they can out of you, torture you to get you to rat out your union friends, then kill you. That is a big-ass lift, and a very long drop. Hey, what is it they're mining for down here anyways? Is it precious metals or something else entirely? It might be oil deposits, or biological material like those fungus trees we saw earlier. This shaft is huge. This mine sort of reminds me of the movie Total Recall. Anyone seen that? One of Schwarzenegger's best films, in my opinion. It's got a great blend of genuine retrofuturism and classic cornball action movie stuff. It's also got an alien sex worker with 3 tits. How's that for value? Ha! Bet you didn't expect me to say the word tits there. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes. Hey, you know what? It's been a while since I assigned homework, so this week, go and watch Total Recall. The 1991, not the shitty 2012 remake with Colin Farrell. You'll be quizzed on it, so don't flake out on me. There is more of these fungal trees down here. I wonder what they taste like. They look like they taste salty and milky. Ugh. I think this is some sort of metal, but I can't tell which one. It could be anything. Zephyrus iron ore would look different from Earth iron ore because of differences in formation environments. Is this an abandoned section of the mine shaft down here? Where are the lights? Warning, keep out. Ha! I'll be 6 feet underground before I let some signage tell me what to do. Well, that doesn't work right now, but you know what I mean. So why don't they want people back here? It's not like they're waiting to put up guardrails. They don't care about safety down here. That is a deep, fathomless pit, if ever I've seen one. It feels like it's watching me. All right, let's go down. Water? I wouldn't have expected that. Well, I guess I'm going for a swim. It looks like it opens up again down there. It's an entire cavern that got flooded. There are structures down there, but I can't make out what they are yet. Wait, maybe this isn't water. It's all rainbowy like oil. Alright, I'm going in. Yeah, I don't know what all this is. It's made of metal, but it doesn't look like anything human I've ever seen. That there looks human. What is that? It's a drain, and a very efficient one. Holy. There. Just like Mario 64. Now I can walk around. Yeah, this looks like alien tech to me. They seem to have been fairly industrious in their construction, too. These structures had to have been down here for thousands of years, and most of it is still sturdy. This looks like a door, but it won't budge. Come on, let me in. I want to know the secrets of the universe. Oh, you know what? There was that weird globe thingy at the lab. I wonder if that could open the door. I really should know better. I should have taken the weird-looking thing down with me into the depths so that I wouldn't have to walk all the way back up to the subsurface. This is what, the 3rd time I've played myself like this? Damn, this thing is heavy. I can't even pick it up without the fizz gun. I wonder what it's made of. Alright, moment of truth. Yeah, that's voltage alright. I guess it's a power source. Oh, it's opening. Okay. It doesn't look dangerous to the naked eye, but if I was fleshy, I'd be wearing a respirator going in here. Man, I said it earlier, but this really reminds me of Arx Fatalis. This is like the temple where the snake women are. If you can stomach some clunkiness and you like old 3D fantasy games, you should play Arx Fatalis. Anyways, that aside, this is ludicrous, man. Aliens. We found them. And you know it's good alien world building because I have no clue what any of this stuff is. It sounds like a floppy drive, which is funny. It might be a computer. What was that? I didn't catch that. There's some kind of intercom system, probably pre-recorded. And what is this room? Just some casual ceiling pools? It could be a huge humidifier for the entire place. There's a lot of species that need these on board their ships because they come from swamp planets or ocean planets. Oh yeah, look at this. It's gotta be an amphibious species. They use water to get around. There's a water elevator over here too. So my question is, were the inhabitants of this place native to Zephyrus, or did they come here in search of precious materials just like us? And what is that alarm that keeps going off? Maybe it's not an alarm, maybe it's music to them. And this is alien radio. I think alien radio sucks. And yeah, that's pretty much the highlights of the alien area. It's purple, has machinery that we can't even comprehend, and seems abandoned like most things aliens leave behind. Unless, of course, the aliens are just really, really tiny. Ah, shit, what if I'm stepping on them? Well, not my fault. Should have been bigger. So, we journeyed to the bottom of the pit, and we found an ancient alien way station of some sort. There's tunnels down here that are collapsed, so there's a good chance that there would be even more of a sprawling structure further underground. I didn't find flight controls or anything like that, so I think it's safe to say that this species is or was native to Zephyrus. On the list of things you could potentially find at the bottom of a cave if you travel down far enough, alien technology is definitely towards the top of that list. I had no idea what to expect down there. I'm shook. Flabbergasted even. So does the mining collective know about the alien stuff, or are the workers keeping them in the dark on it? After seeing the living conditions, the autopsies, the union busting, and the atrocities being committed at Scarn Prison, I can totally see the miners having solidarity on this, and not telling their bosses a thing, just out of spite. Since this is an illegal mining operation on a protected planet, the higher-ups probably wouldn't want word of an alien substructure beneath the crust getting out, lest their operations be halted and their profits take a nosedive. I hope the workers take lots of pictures of that alien stuff down there, so that when the time comes, they can blow the whistle on the collective's dirty ass, and have this place shut down for good. That said, I think it's high time I got off this rock. The Chinese restaurant was nice, and seeing extraterrestrial tech is always a treat, but the rest of Zephyrus is locked in an atrocious struggle between the working class and the fat cats at the top, and it can only end with blood and broken bones. Good luck, workers of the Zephyrus Mining Collective. May your wages be high and your boss's cholesterol even higher. This map has been nothing short of incredible. The environmental storytelling is so dense and well executed that the map was able to tell an entire story without saying a word. That's more than most games can say for themselves. It takes real talent and passion for the medium to pull this off. It just goes to show you that good art exists even in the most niche corners of the internet. This is a user-made map for a third-party modified version of a first-person shooter video game that came out 20 years ago, and it blew me away. Gray the Raptor does not miss. It's crazy the stuff they do with Gmod. Windswept expresses so many themes and feelings that you'd never expect to come through so clearly, but they do. These map creators are so talented, I don't even know what to say to wrap this video up. Non-stop bangers, the entire video. Something about the underground just sends people's imaginations into overdrive. It's the concept of what could be that drives the exploration. Like, there could be unimaginable horrors down at the bottom of the cave, or maybe not. The only way to know for sure is to go down there and find out yourself. This has been one of the most stacked episodes of Where Are We Now to date. So huge praise to all the creators featured in this video. There is not a single crumb left on the plate. I keep trying to rein it in with this series and keep these videos closer to 30 minutes long, but I can't help myself. Once I get exploring and writing, the itch to find interesting things only gets worse and worse the further down I go. I guess it sort of evens out, because if it takes longer for a video to come out, that just means it's probably going to be a longer one, like this. We found mysterious electricity-producing plants, a photography gallery sequestered beneath endless rooms, and remnants of an alien civilization. What more could you ask for? All of these maps we looked at today are linked in the description, so why not visit the creators and thank them for their hard work. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to Where Are We Now? If you have pets, tell them I said hi. Alright, see ya.